All right, now we are officially beginning. So let's go ahead and lie down. Yes. In just any sort of comfortable lying down position. If you want to use something under your knees or your head or anything like that, feel free. All right. And we'll take a couple of minutes to just drop in, come into the body, come into the breath. All right, so taking a big breath, inhaling through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh the breath out. And just allow the belly to drop back, the ribs to soften in. Do that again, inhaling. Filling the belly, expanding the ribs, breathing right up to the top, holding it there. Soften for a moment. And then release it through the mouth, exhale. All the breath out. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose. Fill all the way up. Breathe the back ribs into the floor. Expand the side ribs. Filling, holding, softening. Right? Notice where your mind goes as you hold your breath. Take a little bit more. Inhale, sip it in. Soften. And exhale. All the breath out with the body soften in. And then we'll start to breathe in and out through the nose. And inhaling. And exhaling. In and out through the nose. Right, so as we're in our yoga practice, we kind of take that one step further and try and create a little bit of a sound. Right, so we're breathing Ujjayi breath, so not just in and out through the nose, which in and of itself is good and nice and actually for your body the preferred way of breathing. But we'll take it one step further and see if we can create the brushing sound at the back of the throat. That ha with the breath. In and out through the nose. And so in this way, adding kind of a layer of mindfulness to the practice. You know, in the beginning, when Patanjali, wrote the Yoga Sutras, and we have our 8-limbed path, and in that path is asana, right? And so in our modern interpretation, it's like the asana practice and all of the things that we do, and yes, it is. But when he first did it, it was just sitting, right, in some sort of comfortable seated position, maybe cross-legged if that works for you, but it was just like being still in one spot, and then you breathe, and then you meditate, right? So we kind of have adapted that. And in modern times, this is a kind of recent yoga development in the last 100 or so years, maybe a little more than that. Right, where we have this, asana practice and these prescribed postures, and we do all of this stuff. So we kind of expanded the definition a little bit. But we still want to use our breath work, our pranayama. Right? And in this way, we cultivate the stillness of the mind that is yoga. Because yoga isn't actually, that's another misinterpretation, it isn't actually the asana practice, but it's the calmness of the mind that's the result of the asana, the pranayama, the meditation. All right, so with that in mind, we'll keep the steady breath, right? Steady inhale, steady exhale, a little sound at the back of the throat. And just start to add a little movement. Circle the wrists, the ankles. Add the stretch, reaching the arms overhead, stretching your legs. I found my beverages. Try not to knock things over. Oh my goodness. All right, hug your knees in. Give them a squeeze, a little rocking side to side is nice. All right, and the Jatara, part of our Trikonasana, easy twist. Dropping the legs over to the left. Let the right arm just peel open. Out to the right. Easy. Lengthen the top hip away. All right. Come on up through center. Bring the knees to the middle. Take an inhale. Exhale them over to the other side. Drop the shoulder down. Here too. Top hip just lengthening away so you feel a little more spacious on the left side of your waist. And coming back up to center. Let's send the heels up towards the ceiling. Give the backs of the legs a quick stretch. So maybe you can straighten your legs and maybe you can pull them in closer. See what feels good in your body. Maybe let's turn the toes out and bring the legs out wide to the sides and just get a quick stretch to the adductors, the inner thighs. A little more hamstring there too. All right, bringing the legs back together. Let's have the heels over the hips. And then drawing the right leg in, use your hands. Pull your right leg in a little bit closer, hover the left heel, and peel your head and shoulders up. So pressing the low back down into the floor. You can use your leg to try and lift a little higher, right? Scooping out the belly. Try and keep this height and release the leg and just reach forward, right? Use your abs, of course. What else? Right? Pulling the belly back. Make sure you're breathing. So even here, even with the abs engaged, we're still trying to have a nice smooth breath in and out through the nose. Your abs, what? Couple more breaths. I do a lot of ab workouts. All right, come on down. Take a moment, soften. We're gonna switch sides. You just get a second. All right, and then same thing on the other side. Grabbing the back of the left leg, pull it in, lower the right heel to hover, and lift your head and shoulders up. Yes, you can use your arms, use the leg, kind of push it away to get your shoulder blades off the mat. All right, then we're gonna try and keep this height and release the leg. Right, reach forward, the tips of the ribs, right, pulling down and in. Right, scoop out the belly, and then check in with your breath. Are you breathing? Oh, let's get that leg a little closer maybe. We're almost there. Woo, get your shoulders out of your ears. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's come on down. Soften. You can extend the legs, do a little wiggle waggle with your feet side to side. Just grab my blanket. All right. Your abs. Okay, so we're just going to do one more thing related to that, which is basically just what we did just now, only faster. So instead of holding ourselves up, we'll switch the legs in a little bit more of an active fashion, a little more dynamic movement. All right, so on that note, reach for the right leg, lift yourself up, pull it in, and then let's switch. Right, and we'll just keep switching like that. So we'll give the leg a little pull. So you do get a little extra stretch, but we're just gonna keep switching side to side, right? Scissoring the legs. Give it a little pull. You'll feel your abs. If you need a hand behind the head, feel free to put one of your hands behind your head. You can still, give a little pull to the legs. You can switch hands, right? If your neck starts to get tired, right, feel free. All right, last couple. All right, here we go. Here's 3. Both sides, 2. And last one, right leg in, left leg in, and let's come on down. Right, you're out.
Oh my God.
So
neck hurts more than the
All right, let's come on up. Oh my goodness.
We'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow, so you can roll forward and back a couple of times if you like. Come on over onto hands and knees. All right, so we're going to take a little extra space. So the knees are back a bit, the hands are forward of under the shoulders. And we'll let the hips glide forward and come into kind of an easy Cobra Pose as our cow portion of our cat-cow. All right, and then rounding the spine, tuck the tailbone under. Send the hips back towards child's pose, but not quite all the way. And then rounded spine coming forward, right? Hollow out. And then the heart comes through, the hips melt down, right? You can circle the shoulders if you like, lean a little bit side to side. Oh, and then round to come back. Yeah, stretch it back. Do that one more time. Coming forward, rounded spine, and then into the back bend. As much of a back bend as you like, it's totally up to you. And then we'll send it back and go all the way back this time. Child's pose. All right, a moment to soften, right? Relax the upper back, relax your shoulders, your arms, your wrists. Okay. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. Come on forward. Tuck the toes, lift your hips. As you get into your down dog, maybe pedal the heels a time or two. Shake out the head, you know, the wiggly things that we like to do in our down dog. And then settling in, pressing the floor away. Press the index finger knuckle, press the thumb. Right, it's easy to get caught up in the thoughts, right? The mind starts to kind of tell you stories about everything, and the mind is so compelling, right? It's got so much stuff to say, and right, we just need to remember that we don't really have to listen or pay attention to what we're doing right now is breathing. Steady Ujjayi breath. Breathing into the sensations, breathing into the work. Take another breath here. And shifting the gaze forward. You can walk forward or jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, gently lift halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Lift and lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Exhale. Fold back down. And come all the way up. Firm the glutes. Rise up. Reach out and up. And bringing the hands to the heart. Palms together. Thumbs to the sternum. Gazing down at your fingertips or closing your eyes. Pausing to set an intention for practice. So as always, any intention that resonates with you today, and maybe it's as simple as reaffirming why you came onto your mat this morning. But really any intention that works. Something to just give you a little motivation, help stoke your tapas, your fire, right? Your desire to do and be here doing this thing right now. Maybe you offer it up, right? Give it away, offer it up to a higher cause of greater good. Take a breath here, inhale. And sigh it out, exhale. Releasing the hands down. Feel free to keep your eyes closed or open them if you like. Turn the palms out, inhale, reach. Exhale, up and over, folding in half. Inhale, lift and lengthen, come halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, put your hands on the floor, step your right foot back, and just take a moment to feel the stretch of the lunge, and then step your left foot back. Right into your first plank pose. Well, I assume it's your first plank pose of the day. You're at home doing some planks, getting ready for yoga class. Good times. tailbone long, right? Keep the belly engaged. We're almost there. Lengthening the heart forward. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's bend the elbows. Slowly lower it down all the way to the floor. Flatten your feet. Reach your hands back. Curl the tailbone so the pubic bone's moving down towards the floor. Lift the head, the chest, lift the legs. Stretch back with the fingertips. Good, come on down. So let's do that again, but interlace the fingers. Trying to get my yoga wardrobe in the proper place. Curl the tailbone under and come up. Lift the head, the chest. Peel the thighs up off the floor, or try to. Right, reach back with the knuckles. Inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Right, maybe bring the feet a little closer to each other. Try and keep the legs relatively neutral. So that means when we come up, think about the inner thighs lifting up towards the ceiling the most. All right, here we go. Switch the interlace, sorry, I forgot to say that. And come up. Lift the head, the chest, lift the legs. Reach the inner thighs to the ceiling. Stretch back. Yeah. And come on down. Release your hands. Wiggle, waggle, maybe the hips side to side. All right. Plant your palms by your ribs, tucking the toes. Take an inhale. On your exhale, press the floor away, coming to plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing. All right. Take a breath or two here. Let the belly to the spine. Try and get a little longer. Take another Ujjayi inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Walk or float your feet to your hands, halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. All the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Keep going, hands down, hands out. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, left foot steps back. Right, just enjoy that lunge stretch. Right foot steps back into your plank pose, top of the again, yes. All right. So you can do this on your knees if you need to. Right forearm down, left forearm down. Plant your right hand back where it was a second ago and plant your left hand back where it was, back to left forearm down, left, right forearm down. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Let's do that one more time each way. Right arm down, left forearm down, right hand, left hand, and then other side, left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. Whew, you're in plank. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Lie on the floor. I know, take a moment. Cobra pose. Plant the hands by your ribs. Curl the tailbone under. This time the feet stay flat on the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Good. Keep the shoulders out of your ears. Inhale, peel up. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, lengthen and lower. Curling the tailbone under. Do that one more time. Inhale, press through the hands. Lift the chest. Take a moment here. Circle the shoulders up and back and down and lift your chest. Stretch the belly. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. All right. So where we kind of regroup, gather the breath. Press evenly through the hands. Reach the hips up and back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or float your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhale, fold, exhale, rise, inhale, sweep out and up, exhale, pulling the hands through the midline, keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands, and you can keep stepping back if you like, or float the feet back, plank. Heart goes forward, maybe halfway down chaturanga, to upward facing dog, to downward facing dog. Exhaling breath. Inhale. Exhale. All right, let's bring the feet a little closer together. Send the right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out with the hip, bend the knee. So come into this stretch. Big of a stretch as you like. And let's release it. Bring your right foot down to the floor and do the same thing on the other side. Left leg up into the air. Turn the toes out. Lift the hip. Bend the knee. Right, big stretch. Or as big of a stretch as you want, I guess. And then we'll bring the foot back down to the floor. That's nice. Stretch back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands, halfway lift, inhale. Hold, exhale. Rise, inhale, all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Pause briefly here, just take a breath. Inhale. And sigh it out, exhale. Relax your shoulders. Let's release the hands down. Tadasana. Shoulders relaxed on your back. All right, take an inhale. Exhale, bend. Of course, it's Utkatasana time. Lift the chest, lift the hips. Right, peeling up through the frontal hip bones, right, to get a sense of a lengthening out through the tailbone, out through the sit bones. Can you soften the shoulders away from your neck? Yes, and then lengthen up through the pinkies, through the ring finger. Maybe the upper arm can start to press back a little more, and as it does, can you hug the rib tips in? Can you fill up across the back of the waist? Take one more breath. Reach up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Step back, float back, right through the vinyasa, or skip it and go straight to downward facing dog. All right, once you're in your down dog, let's bring the feet a little closer. And send the right leg up into the air. Straight back and up. Right, so the outer left hip lengthens back. The left heel sinks down towards the floor. Hug the belly in. And maybe lift the lifted leg a little higher. Yeah. Outer left, right hip down. Outer right hip down, down. Yes, there, like that. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Round the spine. Inhale, reach the leg up and back. Come across, touch your right arm, lean forward. Inhale, reach the leg up and back. Come across, touch your left arm, lean in, squeeze. Inhale, reach the leg. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Let's bring the back knee to the floor. Come up, Anjaneyasana. Lengthen the tailbone down and look for this stretch at the front of the right hip, right? Soften the shoulder blades away from the neck, rib tips hugging in, right? Maybe the front knee can bend a little deeper to deepen the stretch at the front of the left hip. All right, tuck the left toes under, press into your right foot, press into the heel, lift your back knee up off the floor. Shoulder blades down. Maybe gazing up. Take one last breath. Lift the back waist, the back ribs off the back waist, right? Get longer back there. Press the upper arms back. Inhale. Exhale, right hand, left hand. Left hand to the floor. Right arm reaching. Press your back leg good and straight. Into the twist. Open the chest. Draw the right shoulder blade down the left shoulder blade down your back and firm it onto the back ribs. Right now, you can stay in the twist. You can spin to the pinky edge of your left foot and draw the right foot halfway back, supported Vashisthasana, or step the right foot all the way back, Vashisthasana variation. Right, press into the bottom hand, lift the hips, maybe look up, inhale, exhale, bring it down, hand to the floor. Taking a vinyasa, going straight to down dog, or maybe a breath or two in the child's pose. I need a sip of my pepperoni. My tea, I was talking, makes my throat dry. Even when it's hot, like the warm tea, it's nice to the throat.
What tea is that?
Just green tea. Actually, no, I take it back. It's Earl Grey. It's Earl Grey, yeah. Okay, downward facing dog. Right, keep the abs engaged. Keep the glutes engaged. Right, they're super helpful, those glutes. All right, so without lifting the left hip, can we pick the left leg up? Right, lengthen the outer right hip back. Right, and try and have the hips relatively square to the floor. Yes. Right heel sinks down. Take one more inhale. Maybe lift the lifted leg a little higher. Exhale, pull your knee in towards your nose round. Inhale, reach the leg up and back. Touch your left arm with your knee above your elbow, lean in. Inhale, reach it up. Add the twist, come across, touch the right arm, tap, lift the leg, inhale, exhale. Step all the way forward, back knee down, Anjaneyasana. Come on. So, right here too, outer left hip back, and then we're lifting up through the hip bones to help deepen the stretch at the front of the right hip. So hip bones lifting, and then maybe we bend a little deeper into the front knee. Think about the inner thigh on the back leg, reaching through the midline and straight back. All right, tuck the back toes, press into your left heel, lift your knee up off the floor, reach for the sky, right? Hug the rib tips in. And as you lift your heart, can you breathe across the back of the waist, right? Make some space there. Keep that and press the arms back a little more. Take another breath, look up, maybe back at your thumbs, inhale. Exhale, release the right hand to the floor. Or block your left arm to the sky. Right, press into the bottom hand. Right, so you're lifted up away from the floor. Lengthen the outer left hip back. Right, firm it in. Okay, back leg straight. You have a couple of options. Stay in the twist. Step the front foot halfway back. Draw the right shoulder blade down your back and firm it on. Step the left foot all the way back. Vashisthasana variation anyway. Maybe look up, lift up, press into the whole bottom hand. Take one more breath. Bring the top hand down, find your plank, take the vinyasa, go straight to down dog, or maybe rest. Right, you can modify the vinyasa. Right, knees, chest, chin. Or skip it. Right, it's up to you. Downward facing dog. All right. Hug the belly back. Press the floor away. Get it long. Take an inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float feet to hands, halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Chair pose. Bend the knees. Reach the arms. Melt the shoulders down. Right? Hug the belly back. Let's bring the hands to the heart. So we're just going to move in and out of this a couple of times. Right? Lengthen forward. Inhale. Exhale. Left elbow just taps the right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, tap the left knee with the right elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and tap. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Keep squeezing your glutes. Don't let your knees collapse in towards each other. Couple more like that. Center and twist. You may have one knee push a little forward. It's okay. Right? And switch. Okay. Left elbow outside the right knee. Let's stay. Twist. Lengthen your heart forward. Right? Reach back through the sit bones. Press into the palms, open the chest. Maybe open the arms. Sit the hips. Lengthen the spine. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, opening the chest. Back to center. Reach up, but chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Lengthen forward, inhale. Elbow outside the knee, exhale. Lengthen the heart forward. Reach the sit bones back. Open the chest. Maybe open the arms. Chest is wide. Right, breathe. Lengthen. Right shoulder blade to open the chest. Firm it on. Back to chair. Sweep through center, Utkatasana. Inhale, fold, exhale. Whew, take a breath in the forward fold. Relax your shoulders. Right? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, walk it back, jump back, taking the vinyasa or skip it. But you don't have to do the vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Right, breathe, breathe. Okay. Let's send the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Step forward. The foot between the hands. Bring your back foot a little closer. Drop the back heel. Come to stand, straightening the legs. All right. So we're going to come into Parshvottanasana with the classic arms. So that means hands out, thumbs turned down, and then we bring the hands behind and try and press the palms. All right. In hidden prayer, reverse prayer. So you get as close to that as you can. Then, once you're here, really try and use this bind arm variation to open the chest. Right, roll the biceps forward. Oh, feel that action happening. Keep the chest wide. Can you hug the ribs in and lengthen the tailbone down while you keep the chest wide? Draw the right hip back, inhale. Go forward, exhale. Exhale, exhale into the fold. Breathe. Legs strong, right? Kneecaps lifting. Smooth the breath. All right, just for fun, let's lift up to parallel, shoulders hip high. Keep the arms. Bend your front knee a little bit. Let's come forward, warrior three. Try. With the arm variation, you never know. All right, if you lose the arms, it's fine. We're gonna let them go now anyway. Arms out wide, maybe overhead. Take one more breath here. Woo! Land in crescent pose. Bend your right knee a lot. Slowly. Land on the ball of left foot. Lift up. Oh, that stretch. Press the upper arms back. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Plant the palms. Sweep the right leg up and back into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip and the knee. Come into the stretch. All right. If you're feeling warm enough and so inclined, I'm just gonna scooch so my foot can land on my mat. Let your right foot get heavy behind you, and then land it on the floor. Lift your hips, lift your chest, wild thing, oh, if you want. And then slowly back around. Have to relocate my feet. Inhale. Exhale the foot to the floor, or come into a three-legged vinyasa. Okay. Back to downward facing dog. All righty. Lift the left leg. Lift the left leg. Lift the left leg. Take an inhale. Exhale. Use your abs. Scoop it forward. Step your foot between your hands. Bring the back foot a little closer. About a third of the way-ish. Heel to the floor. Straightening the legs. Standing up. All right, side two. Square the hips to the top of your mat so the outer left hip comes back. Right, arms out wide. Thumbs turned down. Let's tuck it in. So back into our hidden prayer. Right, pressing the palms, maybe swimming the hands a little higher up the back. And then again, using this to open the chest. Right, roll the shoulders back, send the bicep forward, open up. Right, and then push back into your hands a little bit. Hold the rib tips in, hug the belly back, lengthen the tailbone down, keep the lift of the chest. Reach up and back through the crown of the head. Oh, and then slowly come forward. Draw the left hip back into the fold, all the way down. Breathe here. Couple breaths. Smooth it out. Smooth and steady. All right. Lift to parallel. Keep lengthening the outer left hip back. Bend the left knee a little bit. Picking the right foot up off the floor. Come into your warrior three. Maybe with the arms. Hug the ribs in. Slowly releasing the variation of the arms. Bring them overhead maybe. Or out wide like a T. Take one more breath here. Whoa. We're going to come out through crescent. So bend the left knee a lot. Reach the right foot back. Land in your lunge. Right, lifting up. Out of the back waist. Send the heart to the sky. Press the upper arms back. And come into the pose. Lift the heart. Inhale. And release it. Exhale. As you bring the hands down, sweep the left foot up into the air. Oh. Into your three-legged dog. Maybe I'm just going to scooch because the floor is really slippery. And if I put my foot down there, it's going to slide. Let the left foot land behind you. There we go. Hips up and over. Wild thing. And then slowly back around. Maybe a three-legged vinyasa, all right? Maybe you regular modify. Take a breath in child's pose. Okay. All right. Downward facing dog. So how's the breath? Right, checking in there. Smooth it out. Inhaling. Exhaling. Smooth and steady. All right. Press back. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk or float. Inhale. Exhale. Chair pose. Bend. Of course. Press and rise. And release the arms. Take a break. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. All right. So we're going to, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but will you have a strap? Have a strap handy in case you need it for this I'm like, I did grab a strap in case you need it for this next thing. Okay, so hip distance, hands on your hips. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold in half. Grab your big toes with your first two fingers. If you need to bend your knees to do that, bend your knees. Grab on, right? Press your fingers into the floor with your toes. Inhale, lift the chest halfway up. Exhale, pull yourself down into the fold. Breathe. Right elbows out to the sides. Right shoulder blades lifting up as the crown of the head lengthens down. One more breath here. All right, so inhaling to lift halfway up. We're gonna keep holding on to the left big toe. Now, if you have to bend your knees or do any sort of modifying to grab your toe, grab a strap and put that strap around your foot. Because we're gonna stand up and that's gonna turn out to be probably too much. So, right hand on the right hip, strap around your left foot, left hand close to your foot. Lean into your right foot, float your left foot off the floor. And then stand up and take your left leg with you, using the strap. Now, if you're bent, if you're leaned forward, let the hand pull back so you can stand up tall and straighten the leg. Yeah, outer left hip down. So I'm gonna turn and face this way. All right, so from here, slowly bring your left leg out to the side, right? Maybe reach your right arm out to the right, and maybe slowly turn your gaze to see your right thumb. So fun. All right, slowly, steady back to center. See if you can pick your leg up a little higher. Use your left hand, use the strap, try and lift it. Hold it there, let go, both arms up. 3, 2, lift it a little higher. Oh, let it come down. You feel right here.
I feel it all over.
Your hamstrings too, yeah. I like the grip, right? Hip flexor, then you have a quad muscle that comes across that you might feel the top of it. You might feel it all the way down, let's be real.
Just right
But, yeah. So of course we're gonna do the other side. Stand on the left leg and pick the right foot up. So the strap is your friend, especially if your hamstrings are a little on the tighter side. And for most people, I would say 90% of people need a strap for this, right? Some of us have stretched our hamstrings for a long time. Some of us are just lucky and have, I don't know if it's lucky, but have hamstrings that stretch easily. I guess it's lucky for this. It's lucky for this particular pose right now. It's necessarily lucky for life. Okay, so that said, using a strap if you need it, lean into your left foot and let's stand up and pick the right leg up. Yeah. Right, so then the hand can slide back on the strap however much you need it to, so that your arm can be straight and you can stand with your shoulders over your hips. Right, so firming the outer right hip in. Actually, firm both hips in. Let's just do that. Bring the leg out to the side. Right, any amount. Try and keep the right hip under. And then maybe reaching out through the left arm. Keep firming the left hip in. Maybe turning the gaze, right? See your thumb over there. And then slowly bring it back to center. Try and lift the leg a little higher if your hamstrings will let you. And then the fun part is, can you hold it there, which, not exactly. 3, 2, lift it a little higher. Oh God, okay. Whew. If only that strap wasn't on my leg, I totally could have held it there. Just kidding, okay. Just kidding. Okay, shake it out. Oh, Utthita Hasta Padangusasana. That's the name of that.
A, B, C, D, is that D? Anyway. Good job, everyone. Stand in Tadasana. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, let's come into the fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down. So here we go again, stepping back, floating back. You can move through a vinyasa, or, right, you can do an easy variation, a Cobra Pose, right, press back. It's totally up to you. You can modify it as you need to. All right. Legs feeling nice and stretchy. So with that in mind, let's send the right leg up into the air. Exhale, pulling forward, step through, dropping the back heel so that you're heel to heel. We're gonna come up straightening the front leg. So coming all the way up for Trikonasana. Rotate the front thigh to the pinky toe side of your foot. Like you're trying to scoop your heel to the big toe side of your mat, right? Get that action. Yeah, squeeze your glutes and then go forward. Straight out over your front leg, right? Straight out, you can look at it to make sure you're not getting in front of it, right? Or inside it, I guess I should say. And then let your hand land wherever it lands. And can you open the chest, right? And get flat, right? Try not to let your butt stick out behind you or your chest lean forward inside the leg. Maybe looking up. See your thumb up there. All right, let's look down. See your big toe. Bend your front knee a little bit. We're gonna reach the right hand forward, coming into Ardha Chandrasana. I'm just gonna back up a hair so I stay in the video. Come forward. Feel free to put a block under your bottom hand, especially if the floor feels really far away, right? Lengthen the spine. And it's just like Trikonasana. Can you open up? Legs are straight, right? Breathe. How's the Ujjayi breath? Consider bending your left knee and catching your foot or your ankle back there. Chapasana, soften the rib tips in. Oh. Kick the foot away to deepen the stretch. Open the chest, the shoulder. Take one more breath. Release the foot. Coming back through triangle pose, which is a little tricky. Soft bend the right knee. Land your left foot, stay low. Right, open up. Find the pose. Oh. Press into the back foot, lift up. Into the reverse. Flip the front palms, stretch up and back. Yes. Bending the right knee, releasing right hand down, left hand down, stepping back. And again, through the vinyasa, straight to down dog, resting in the child's pose. It's really up to you. Downward facing dog. All right, your legs are stretching. Send the left leg up into the air, inhale. Exhale, pull the knee forward, step through. Bring the back heel to the floor so that you're heel to heel. And let's wind up. All right, so again, we're trying to stay pretty flat. What we tend to do is stick the butt out and come inside the front leg. We're trying not to do that. So firm the outer left hip back in. And that's why we roll the thigh, kind of push through the heel a little bit to the big toe side of your mat. And then we go forward. Go forward and try and stay in line with your leg. Try not to get inside, right? Lean. When you're like, that's it, I can't go forward anymore. Then the hand comes down, right? And you look up. Open the chest. Keep engaging your glutes, especially on this side, the right one. Breathe. Firm your legs. Lift up through the kneecaps. Right? Smooth out the breath. So good. Looking down. Let's come into Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe I'll stay. Come forward. There we go. Right, so we're trying to do the same thing. Stay flat.
right? Hug the outer left hip back and in, and open the chest, right? Firming the legs. Maybe you look up and see your thumb up there. Woo, that's a fun game to play, right? And then I would recommend for Shavasana to look down. Bend the right knee, see if you can catch your foot or your ankle back there. And then re-engage your abs and lengthen through the tailbone as you kick the foot away, as you open the chest. Oh my goodness. And of course, breathe. All right, release to Ardha. Release to Trikonasana, so you can bend the left knee a little bit to land, and then come into the triangle pose. Right, find it from the glutes. All right, looking down, come up. Flip the palm into the reverse. Oh, that feels so good. Bend your front knee, coming upright, inhale. Exhale, left hand, right hand, stepping back through the vinyasa. Go straight to down dog. Maybe a breath or two in the child's pose. Yeah. All right. So we're probably going to go a little bit past 10:15 because we started a little bit late.
So touch the right foot. I couldn't do it on the other side.
All right. That's
At
okay.
least I touched it on the
that's
right foot.
good. That's good. Okay. So let's do a couple back bends. We're going to come lie on our bellies and first do a kind of half Dhanurasana, half Shavasana, and then we'll come into the full pose Dhanurasana. So coming onto your belly. Just take a moment, right? So it's a lot like the Shavasana pose that we just did, where one side is doing it and the other side is doing something else altogether. So let's do the left side first in Dhanurasana. Doesn't really matter which side we do first. So we'll reach the right arm overhead. Keep the right leg long, bend the left knee. Reach back, catch the left foot or ankle with your left hand. Curl the tailbone under. Inhale, start with the left leg. Kick the left leg back to help lift your chest, right? And then lift the legs, lift your right arm, right? Both legs lifting, but what's gonna really drive this pose is that left foot. Kick it back, right? Lift the chest, reach the right arm, inhale, come on down, exhale. Whew. Release it, let's switch sides. So the left arm comes overhead, and the right arm reaches back. I have like a drip of sweat on the floor. Okay. So you know I'm working hard too. I'm like, oh, that's a little sweat drop. Okay.
Not just us, you're working on
Yeah, I'm working hard too. I'm sweating. All right, so same idea. We can really drive the pose with the bind. So curl the tailbone under. And as you inhale, kick the right foot back to help you lift your chest. Yeah, then we can lift everything else up, right? Kick the right foot back. Use that leg to help lift your chest up. Try and lift the thighs up. Take one more breath. Press the pubic bone down, and let's come down. Phew. Soften, waggle the hips. Okay. That pose, it's hard to do that and talk because it's not like pushing on my stomach so much. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's do regular Dhanurasana. Bend your knees. Reach back. Catch your feet. Or your ankles. If you can catch your ankles, do that. Curl the tailbone under. And now both feet. Kick back, inhale, lift your chest. Peel the thighs off the floor. So use your hands, try and pull your feet up, and then kick them back again. Hug the knees in. Oh, can you take one more breath, scoop the heart, and release it. Down, down. Whew. Waggle, soften. Okay. Now, Maybe you thought that was the last one. But if you can, if you're like, what? Try and do one more. Just one more, and that's it, I promise. Okay, bend your knees. Last one, I swear. No more down your arms. Curl the tailbone under. Here we go. Kick the feet back, lift your chest. Peel the thighs off the floor. Kick the feet back some more. Scoop the heart. Lift the legs, lift the chest. Inhale and come down. Ah, okay. You can relax now. I know. All right, so feel free to windshield wiper the shin side to side. It's a nice way to soften the glutes and release some tension across the hips. Okay. Slowly pressing back to child's pose. Oh, I'm sweaty. Hips back. Oh, this is a nice stretch for your glutes. And your back, of course. Let's admit I do get some satisfaction from being sweaty from my own class. All right, so let's just take a couple of minutes for something upside down, and that may be, legs up the wall. It's totally fine to do something low key. If you have a little energy, we'll just do, like a couple. We won't take too long because we're, kind of pushing our limits anyways right now. So let's just get up there, have a couple minutes. Handstand, headstand, pincha, Viparita Karani, legs at the wall, whatever makes sense for you. All right, so just about 2 minutes. Pick what you want to do, and then let's get cracking.
I'll do the
Let's
headstand.
get cracking. Yeah, headstands are great. Feel free to play with your legs once you're upside down. So I'll show in Shavasana just because it's easier here. Right, so as you get up there, and once you're feeling steady and balanced, and maybe you're using a wall, which is totally fine, but you can also do this in handstand. It's a little harder in pincha, but you could try it if you want to. One leg down, one leg up. Right, halfway down. And then you bring it up. And again, feel free to do this at the wall, using the wall. Right, other leg halfway down. The lifted leg stays pretty energized, right? Back is strong. And if you're like, that's too easy, then do both legs, right? Do both legs. Try and hold the legs parallel to the floor for several breaths. One leg or both legs, whatever you're doing. But just give yourself a moment with the legs out there. And then if you can, you'll pick them back up. Take a few more breaths. You can. All right, just try and steady everything. And then slowly, 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 all the way down. When you're ready, coming out. Child's pose if you did headstand for sure. Right, let your spine have a moment to soften and decompress. Not your spine to soften, but your neck to relax a little bit. Soften your spine. Don't soften your spine. We'll just keep the spine as it is. Try and relax your neck though. Oh. Okay, fantastic. On that note, come on up.
Today was much better.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I could hang without the wall for a little bit.
Yeah, practice. That's the thing with the practice, right? And even though, when Patanjali said all this stuff or wrote all this stuff, He wasn't really talking about this particular asana practice. It doesn't matter because it still applies, right? The sutra that recommends to show up and do your practice with intention, right? Consistently and over time. And then your practice becomes, as he says, firmly grounded, right? But, right, it doesn't happen overnight, right? Consistency and persistence and effort and like intention and tapas, right? We show up and we do our practice like we mean it, right? And then over time, right, we see the flowering, or really the rooting and the growing from there. So I guess, yeah, flowering. Okay, so let's sit in Dandasana. Seated staff pose, legs out front. Reach the arms up, take an inhale, and exhale, coming forward. Nice stretch of the back body. Grab what you can reach. Inhale, lifting halfway back up. And exhale with a wide chest, broad across the collarbones. Lengthen forward. Oh. Stretch your back, stretch the backs of your legs. Try and keep the toes up and the pinky edges of the feet coming back because they want to kind of sickle forward. So we're going to try and not let them do that. Yeah. So it's a little push through the big toes, the big toe mounds, really. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, release the rest of the way. Let's take a hip stretch. We still have a few minutes. So either coming into Sukhasana with one shin in front of the other, or double pigeon, stacking one on top of the other. If this isn't good for your knees or your hips or whatever part of you, feel free to do single pigeon or come lying down, something like that. Okay, let's forward. Come on out into the stretch. So we will have several breaths here. So try and soften. Relax your jaw. Soften around the eyes, your mouth. Notice if there's grouping anywhere that you don't need grouping, right? Which is most of your body at this point. So especially in the hips, try and soften. Coming into the breath, you're just letting the thoughts kind of drift to the background. Can you move your attention to the breath? Just gently begin to lengthen the breath. Gently lengthening the inhale. Lengthening the exhale. Right, with a softness, with a curiosity, not like in a demanding way. But just as a, just see, just explore the breath. There's no length it needs to be, just longer. And see if you can soften a little more. And take one last breath in this fold. And then your next inhale, gently coming up. Oh my goodness. So note which leg you put on top or in front. And let's just give them a quick, out and shake around. Yeah. And then we'll switch. So try to do what you did on the first side on the second side. Just see if you can match your two sides. Stacking the shins or one in front of the other or whatever it is. And then we lift and lengthen and walk it out. Out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, notice the difference between your two sides, right? They're almost never the same. And so just maybe it's subtle, maybe it's just a slight difference today, maybe it's really obvious, maybe it's obvious all the time, I don't know. But just notice how it feels today. And then we'll do the same thing. Just, the thoughts are the thoughts. And, again, you don't have to listen to them. They're tools for us to use as we need. And right now we don't really need them. So let's just see if we can let them kind of do their thing in the background. And we're going to breathe. Still making the sound, right? And just letting the breath gently lengthen. Smooth out the breath. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Last couple breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly releasing. All right. Extend the legs. Oh, give them a little shake, a little wiggle waggle of the feet. So we're going to come to lie on our backs. We're coming to lie down. Oh my goodness. Okay. From here, so we did Utthita Hastasana. There's also a Supta or a lying down variation of that. And we're just going to do the twist. So just the Supta Padangusthasana twist. So let's bring the right knee into the chest. Send your left leg just out along the floor. And maybe that just gives you a nice soft opening of the front of the hip, which is nice. Now, actually, let's start with the knee slightly bent, the right knee that is, and we'll bring it across over to the left. Now, if you are able to grab your foot in the Utthita, the standing up version, then maybe you want to hook the pinky edge of your foot right now. Kick out through the heel. You don't have to grab your foot though. You can grab your calf, your knee, even just holding onto your thigh and keeping the knee bent. Peel the chest open, reach the right arm out to the right, and then see if you can take this top hip and just lengthen it away from you. Lengthen it away from you and open up the right side of your waist.
Are you straightening the leg?
If you can, yeah. Both legs straight. The gaze turns towards the right fingertips. You don't have to look at your right fingertips, but your head just goes in that direction. And here too, we soften. Right? There's a little bit of an active lengthening the top hip away from you to keep the left side of the waist, it's the right side. The right side of the waist nice and spacious. But outside of that, let the shoulder be heavy. Soften a bit. Then to come out, we'll just soften. Bend the right knee, come up through center. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then we'll pull both knees in. Have a moment. Right, and then we'll keep the left and send the right leg out. And we'll do the same thing. Guiding the knee across. Maybe you choose to grab your foot. You don't have to catch your foot. Maybe you straighten the leg. Maybe you keep the knee bent. Let's see how it feels. Turning the gaze towards your left fingertips. And again, you don't have to look at your fingertips. That might be a bit of a strain. Then have your eyes closed. Let's see if you can soften the shoulders. Right,
And just a little gentle lengthening of the top hip away, right? To open the left side of the waist. Softly stretch. And try not to have this be too effortful. If it feels like too much work, do less, right? You don't have to be in this shape. All right. Bending the left knee. Let's come back up to center. Right knees into the chest. So maybe from here you do a happy baby. You can kick out through the heels and stretch your inner thighs, right? Any sort of last easy, soft, stretchy thing you may want to do. And then it's Shavasana time. Right, extending out through the legs. Melting the shoulder blades, down the back. You can turn the palms open to face the ceiling. Right, and just allow the body to soften. I encourage you to continue with softly lengthening the breath or just allowing your attention to rest gently on your breath. Easy for the mind to get sort of scooped back up into whatever stuff of the day, and just, we got a couple more minutes to just be here. So allow your attention to rest gently on your breath. That soft flow in and out through your nose. The whole body relaxing. The whole body softly resting. And Shavasana.
slowly begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently waking yourself up. Feel free to take a stretch, reaching the arms overhead, stretching your legs. And then hugging the knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. A gentle rocking side to side if you like. So roll to your right side. Or you can pause if you want for a moment or two. It's just nice to kind of linger in Shavasana. And coming up to seated, take your time. Let's come to sit cross-legged, or you can sit on your shins or your knees, but pausing to close the eyes and check in and notice. Just appreciate how you feel, the shift after your practice. Everything always feels a little softer, a little easier when you're done. All right, bringing the palms to press at the heart, snuggling your thumbs to your sternum. Take an inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bowing the chin. In gratitude, as always, grateful for this practice, grateful for the goodness that it brings, body, mind, spirit. And anything else, what are you grateful for? Thank you for sharing practice today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a beautiful week. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for practice, everybody.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you. Nice to see you as always.
Yes.
Stay cool.
Right.
I know, right?
Thank
You're welcome, Julie. I know, right? Like a little less sweaty now. I feel good.
So much.
You're welcome.
I always like start my practice like in my head going, I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I can do this.